Today is December 23rd, 2025, in which I'm streaming right now. We're a day away from Christmas Eve and 2 days away from Christmas Day, which is actually the perfect time to discuss this news story. Because if you're old enough to remember, I believe it was the Christmas of 2014 is when it all started. Or maybe it was the Christmas of, no, I think it was Christmas of 2011. There was a group known as the Lizard Squad that was going around hacking everybody. And the company that got it the worst was Sony. This is back then when Sony did not invest in cybersecurity. A lot of times back during that PS3 era, the PlayStation gamers would brag about how they didn't have to pay for online, but it was one of those cases where you get what you pay for. Shout out to Sage with the raid. I appreciate you with the big raid. You definitely got what you paid for, because I believe it was Christmas of 2011, around that time, the Lizard Squad came out and they was just hacking Sony left and right. They got Xbox a little bit, but it was really Sony. They was taking them servers down. They was stealing credit card info, personal info. And because of that, Sony's cybersecurity has gotten better. It was so bad they had to give away free games because they kept getting hacked like every fucking week. That was a rough time to be a PlayStation gamer, I'm not gonna lie. That being said, time has passed, things have gotten better, but every time something changes, it remains the same. It escalated in 2014, so I wasn't bugging. So it started in 2011 and it was still going in 2014. Shout out to Spinks with the sub, appreciate it. According to this article, we're back on that bullshit when it comes to cybersecurity. It's a fatal security flaw with Sony security systems. PlayStation Network accounts can be hacked even if protected by two-step verification and passkeys. Oh, Lord. Let's read the original story before the update. PlayStation and security, a match made in hell. I agree with that. Following the major PlayStation Network crash of 2011, so I wasn't bugging, there was a 2011 and a 2014, which brought the network down for 23 days. Chat, imagine not being able to play your ball and gun games for 23 days. This is crazy, bro. Shout out to Ray Easy with the sub. Users often encountered various issues, including account security concerns and prolonged downtime, sometimes caused by DDoS attacks. Judging from a new report, however, all these may pale in comparison to the possibility of an account being hacked, even with every security measure in place, including two-step verification and a passkey. Yesterday, Nicholas Lelouch from fucking Kogias, oh shit, tech journalist at a French publication, reported on Twitter that their PlayStation Network account protected with a passkey had been hacked, as an unknown user was able to change the associated email and password and even spend money from a linked payment method. You don't got a password on your payment method? Y'all just leaving y'all credit card on there for anybody to buy something? Then again, a lot of y'all probably leave your credit card on there with no password because you ain't got no money on your account anyway, so. How you got $150 credit limit and you broke, nigga? Nigga hate Christmas season. But anyways, the story took a bizarre turn after Lelouch of the Rebellion initially recovered the account through PlayStation support, only for the hacker to, yeah, there's somebody watching the stream right now, fucking seething right now. Don't fucking say that shit, nigga. I'm going through shit. Like, bro, it's a joke. Fucking relax, bro. Don't take it personal. I'm just fucking around. I didn't say nobody's name. But how did you know I was speaking to you? You speaking to me, man? Because hit dogs holler. That's how I fucking know. In an ironic twist, Lelouch of the Rebellion spent the evening communicating with the hacker, who reportedly detailed how their method bypasses modern security measures. Damn, so he got hacked and then he was able, yeah, Lelouch of Britannia, he was able to actually interview the dude afterwards. So this man was looking for clout. While Nicholas Lelouch has promised an in-depth follow-up of his story, which will be added to the post once it's live. He summarized what happened in a now deleted message on Twitter, which has been saved by Reset Era Forums member Arubado. Reportedly, the hackers taking advantage of a fatal security flaw with Sony security systems to hack PlayStation Network accounts, requiring only the associated email address, as they apparently are using internal tools. This, if true, is likely the core of the issue, as knowing a public email address shouldn't normally constitute a security risk. Shout out to Hint of Knowledge with the sub. Ultimately, their account was targeted because a screenshot showing the email address associated with the account had been shared online in the past, and hackers have reportedly been collecting screenshots of that type of to take over accounts and make sure the owners never managed to get them back. And then there's an update up here. In a promised follow-up report, the reporter Lelouch confirmed that the fatal security flaw with Sony security systems lies in how the account ownership is verified. Hackers managed to hack the journalist's PlayStation Network account twice using a transaction number, which was asked as proof of the account ownership, a number that was obtained via a screenshot shared by the account's owner. The procedure is obviously flawed, and not only because no other data was requested to provide proof of ownership, but also because 3 consecutive requests related to the same account did not raise suspicion. Translation: Sony's support ain't checking nothing, bruh. All right, so shout out to Cool Blue with the super chat. So here's what I got: 2 things out of this story. Number 1, if you do leave a credit or debit account on your Sony system, please lock it behind a password. That way, if somebody does get into your account and try to buy something, they won't be able to, because they're also going to need to know the password. Don't just leave your credit card on there willy-nilly. I know it's annoying to have to verify every purchase, but trust me, it'll be worth it in the long run. The second thing, Sony still hasn't fucking learned. Yo, how many times these niggas got to get hacked? Also, third thing too. Don't be posting. You could post screenshots of like things, maybe like an achievement that happened on your account, but don't be posting the email associated with your account on social media. I don't know why you would, but that's how they're collecting email addresses. So do not post any email address associated with any online account you have. This is social engineering. He got hacked because he shared personal info. And I've talked about this on stream. A lot of people don't know this. No chat on the screen. Let me fix it. A lot of people don't know this, but most people don't get hacked. A lot of y'all be getting hit with phishing attacks. Y'all be publishing y'all personal info on the internet, and then they take advantage of it and they do what's called a brute force attack, where they got your email, so then they just guess your password over and over, because most people's emails are fucking easy to figure out. Like the last time I helped my mom, like this past summer, she needed me to help her with something, and I got on her computer and just logged directly in, and she's like, "What the fuck? You didn't even ask me for my password." And I was like, "Nigga, I know what it is. You're old." Like, all old people got a very similar password. It took me about 5 tries to figure that shit out, bro. Use a password manager with a password generator and use that for the accounts you really care about. Get very secure passwords that are hard to guess. Just use a password manager. Keep it on your phone, on your computer. That way you can save this shit. Same for my mom. I'd be like, bro, it's not hard to figure out. We know what y'all doing over here. We know what you are. Let me see. Vertical sources, scenes. Where is my chat at? Sony cam. Why is there no camera here? Oh, that's vertical sources, scenes. Wait, no. Why do I not see? I don't see. Oh, I have to expand it a little bit. That's why. There we go. Okay, Twitch right. And then chat. Motherfuckers really want to see themselves on the screen. There you go. You should be able to see it. Bro, doing Disney level hacking. Yeah, that so I understand, for those that are not familiar with cybersecurity, if you've ever been hacked, 9 times out of 10 you didn't actually get hacked. Because most people who are in the hacking space are kitty scripters. They download some bullshit from GitHub and just brute force your password until they figure it out. Come on, y'all. Put 2-step verification on your account. Use a pass key. Use the code generator. And have a decent password. You most likely will be all right. So yep, that's the update. Just making y'all aware. Do not be posting your email on social media. And when push comes to shove, please put a password on your fucking credit card if you're gonna leave it on your account. That way, if they do get into your account, they're also gonna have to know the password to your credit card as well, which should be something different. I hope you niggas are not using the same password for every fucking account. They'll never guess it's my birthday for my for my PIN number. They'll never guess that. They don't know my birthday. They don't fucking know. We guess. Trust me. Password 123. What else I got? Oh, an article, a preview for Exodus. For those unaware, Exodus is a new Mass Effect inspired story-driven action space game made by some ex-BioWare folks, and Polygon got to preview it. So we're going to check it out. They're saying in this preview, Exodus is for true sci-fi sickos. He said, let me switch them tonight. Get on it, man. Exodus, the debut of the Archetype Entertainment, a studio under the Wizards of the Coast umbrella stacked with ex-BioWare talent, was first announced in 2023 and then at the 2025 Game Awards. Archetype gave the RPG an early 2027 release window and an action-packed trailer. Ahead of the announcement, Polygon caught up with the Archetype leadership to discuss some of the very real scientific concepts underpinning the game: time dilation, genetic alterations, galactic expansion, and more. All suitably heady concepts, all tough to convey in a 3-minute ad spot. I wish some of those interesting and new ideas were in the trailer. All I got was generic man in space, one Polygon commenter wrote in the response to our article. All I got is we have Mass Effect at home, responded another. I didn't get that vibe. I thought it looked good. You could see that it was clearly inspired by that, but I didn't get the vibe of we got Mass Effect at home. It didn't feel like a Full Sail University project. The trailer's approach certainly makes sense from a business perspective. I'm trying to stand out amid a 4-hour barrage of announcement. What sells better? A group of scientists debating the finer points of Einstein's physics, or giant robots exploding while other giant robots shoot lasers at each other's faces. But in being loud, Archetype neglected to include the quieter details that make Exodus one of the more exciting, hard sci-fi games on the horizon. Let's break it down. Does Exodus, by the way, let me know what you want in the chat from Santa this year. Let me know. Does Exodus feature aliens? Yeah. No, kinda. That shot near the start of Exodus Game Awards trailers of a humanoid with the gray blue skin and metal fused into their flesh was definitely an alien, right? It all depends on where you land on one of the big philosophical questions posed by the game. If you applied ship of thesis reasoning to the human genome, is that left still human? So it's some type of hybrid, basically, if you're not following. This has the writer from Mass Effect 1 and 2 plus KOTOR, right? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. We want the Celestials for a player that isn't going to invest significant amounts of time into the IP to learn it and still understand the core concept that they're evolved humans, understand that they're an antagonist you have to face, understand the impact of them and the overall scope of the game. So they're a hybrid, like I said. Archetype General Manager Chad Robinson told Polygon in an interview this month. But also, at the end of the day, make sure it's fun and they're cool and that they play well to fight against when you have to challenge them or deal with them in decisions that you're making. Understanding how those alien seeming humans aren't technically, shout out to Booty Scratcher with the gifted subs. Aliens meaning grappling with vast expanses of both space and time dilation, or the Einstein theory that time moves slower for faster moving objects, is an operative hardline for Exodus sci-fi fiction trappings. Polygon's Exodus preview gets more into detail, including how the concept impacts the RPG structure, but here are the basics. Humans leave a dissected Earth in the 23rd century for a corner of the Milky Way. The Centauri cluster, some of 16,000 light years away. Time dilation means that some humans arrived there before others, and those humans messed heavily with their genetic sequences and adopted the Celestial moniker. This shit is mad nerdy, but if you're not following, some humans got to the destination before others, and they started fucking with their DNA, and now there's this hybrid version of humans that think they're better than the regular humans that just got there. And to be fair, in a kind of way, they are, because they got there first. And then you show up later, you'd be like, bro, get the fuck out my face, man. Let's see. For Santa, a PS4 to throw at my enemies like a grenade. Real shit, real shit, real shit. There's different levels of evolution. The people who got to the Centauri first, where the game takes place, had many thousands of years of evolution into the Celestials and the different types of Celestials, taking different branches where the sort of became the transhuman. Exodus, oh, the anti-woke people are gonna hate that. Exodus narrative director Drew Karparshian said they really see humans as sort of a primitive, unevolved beneath them, not really suitable for the upper echelons of society, as best servants and slaves at worst, and pests that need to be controlled or possibly even exterminated, i.e. the console in Mass Effect. They're seething right now type shit. I just checked and it's true. Exodus has 2 writers, one who wrote soap opera novels, the other who wrote Mass Effect 1 and 2. Okay. And KOTOR. Okay. So we got strong writing. Exodus is set about 40,000 years in the future. Think about the scale there. That's effectively all the recorded human history 10 times over. Now consider what humans would look like if they spent, again, 10 entire human recorded histories pushing the limits of biotech and genetic manipulation. You would never recognize the result as a human. You might even think you're looking at an alien. The scariest branch of Celestial, a vicious line called Marayama, can take various forms. Some have fangs and claws and are 9 feet tall. So you got to fight Victor Wembanyama. Oh shit! Shout out to K-Dot with the sub. Appreciate it. That nigga Victor Wembanyama about to pull up in a space suit and dunk on your ass, bro. Others are covered in exoskeletons. According to the official Exodus Encyclopedia Tabletop Companion Guide, the Encyclopedia Tabletop Companion Guide, when Marayama travels between star systems, their bones and limbs degenerate, meaning they float zero gravity in starships as little more than fleshy blobs of organs attached to a head. The average day-to-day person would have a lot of trouble relating to a celestial, probably. When this come out? They said 2027. Between the explosions and lasers and the battle bears, you probably caught snippets of otherworldly tech in Exodus' Game Awards trailer. Protagonist Jun Oslin interacts with a chrome machine that emanates a purple alien-like glow. A spaceship jets into the portal and vanishes at near light speed. All this stuff seems beyond human comprehension, the sort of tech you could only imagine achieved by a Type 3 civilization. Damn! So we a third world civilization. This is some new shit. A leading theoretical framework about the potential technological limits of spacefaring societies. But these are just more examples of stuff that seems alien but really has its roots in humanity. I'll loan money to almost any good story with alien cosmic horror. I will too. I love space shit, bro. Because space is only limited by your imagination. They can literally make it up whatever the fuck they want, and you just gotta believe it because we've never been. Maybe that'll change when one day we get to space because we got the Space Force and shit, but right now you can do whatever you want, bro. Beyond the archetype team, Exodus canon is being crafted by what Kasparin calls a duo of sci-fi giants. Peter F. Hamilton has also published one doorstep novel in the universe with another planned for 2026. While Adrian wrote a series of short stories for the game's website, bringing legit sci-fi royalty into the fold years ahead of release has allowed Archetype to develop a rich fictional universe upon which to build a game. They're setting high expectations. I hope they stick the landing. LOL, our Earth is categorized as 0.08 civilization out of 7. It was really a joint venture, they said. We had some basics in working with him. We had ideas of his, and we would work to see how they all fit together. With someone like Peter Hamilton, who's as talented and established as he is and has proven himself, you don't want to handcuff him. You want to give him a lot of freedom. And he was great to work with as far as making sure everything fit with our lore as well. So it was a really collaborative effort. I'm a little concerned seeing that the head of the studio just left. I read that article yesterday. The game is done, I think, but no, I think that's a different game I'm thinking of. Maybe I'm thinking of a different studio. I'm thinking of Sucker Punch. I don't know. Yeah, what was the reason they left this studio? One key scene shows John appearing to manipulate the ground he's walking on, molding stone as if by magic to create a makeshift bridge. This is the solid material called Livestone, which responds to neural commands from the Celestials or Uranic humans. A descendant of humans who arrived after Celestials attained dominance over the region and were granted use of certain technology and abilities to help enforce Celestial rule. Finn, a major character in Hamilton novel, is a Uranic human. Since John exhibits the same ability in the trailer, is he one too? Sucker Punch head left naturally. I think he retired. Didn't say really, but I guess he's going to do some consulting stuff. Got you. John, not specifically a Uranic human, because those are basically created by Celestials to help them, and they're kind of limited in what they can do. John is sort of a hacked version, for want of a better term. So he basically broke the genetic code. He's no longer a slave to them. According to Kasparin, the I don't know how to pronounce that. The Archimedes engine is set roughly 300 or 400 years after the game. The scale of Exodus setting, both physically and temporarily, means there's plenty of space for stories to exist, drawing from the same codice and pulling in the same thematic threads without risking overlap. I'm not gonna lie, it seems like they have some really good writing and deep lore here. They should release a trailer kind of explaining the codex and the characters so we can get familiar with them, because then you could just hop into the game and kind of have an idea of what you're getting into. I feel like that's one of the best things about like some of the older games. you know, you get that game from GameStop and then you ride home and you read the manual and it gives you more lore. Maddie Plays had a video on the game recently that was pretty good. Did he play the game early? Although Exodus has been in the public eye for 2 years and won't be out for at least one more, plenty of stories have already been told in its universe. The Archimedes engine explores the connection between Finn and a woman named Ellie, whose Ark ship arrived at the Centauri 24,000 years later than intended, meaning she has way more in common with you or me than with anyone in the system. To her, Celestials really might as well be aliens. An episode of the Amazon Prime anthology Secret Level tells the story of a father chasing his runaway daughter across the stars and devastating effects time dilation can impact on families. By the time he catches up to her, she aged decades. I thought they were going to give us more gameplay. Exodus itself is John's story, they said, and is centered around Lydion, a planet largely abdicated by the Celestials that have become the human stronghold of the cluster. A technological virus called the Rot has started eating away at everything, including critical life support systems, and Jun must see those celestial powers to figure out how to solve it. So we got like a space murder mystery type shit. The great thing about our universe is it's so broad that we can tell our story. So the story Peter Hamilton's telling in his books, there might be similar themes, and a lot of these themes will echo across them, but the stories are all unique enough and can stand alone because the universe is so broad and so deep and so expansive. You can tell so many different stories without stepping on each other's toes. That's what I love about Space 2. It's coming out in 2027 for the PS5, Windows, and Xbox Series. At bare minimum, I wish they would. I thought this article would have talked about the gameplay. It just kind of gave us more lore. I wish they would have put this in video format, like in almost like a Mass Effect codex, to explain some of this stuff to kind of get us familiar with the type shit. But I mean, yeah, it looks like a sort of like an alien, but I've seen people in real life that look like this. So I mean, one of them is your mama. You feel me? You fucking feel me? Next. Episodes are like 15 minutes. Oh shit. This shot is crazy. Polish analysts add fuel to rumors that The Witcher 3 will get a new DLC in 2026 to set up The Witcher 4. It's been 10 years since the debut of The Witcher 3. God damn, y'all old. Y'all old as hell. And 9 since the release of the second and final expansion, Blood and Wine. But while CD Projekt Red is now full of steam ahead of The Witcher 4, there are rumblings, not much more than vibrations, really of something new coming for The Witcher 3. Ears pricked up following, I don't know how to pronounce that, Strefa something report, quoting notable securities analysts predicting a Witcher 3 expansion for May 2026. We expect another paid add-on DLC for The Witcher 3 to be released in May of 2026. We anticipate sales of 11 million copies, at $30 each next year. We estimate the production budget being $14 million, and the release should kick off the actual marketing campaign for The Witcher 4. That's not a whole lot to go on, but it does make sense. They also said he expects The Witcher 4 to launch Q4 2027, which puts it in the adamantly massively open-ended time frame of not until after 2026. That's the gist of it. How we feeling about this? Would y'all want another? It's been 10 years since The Witcher 3 came out. Would y'all want another expansion for The Witcher 3 that ties the games together between 3 and 4? Or would this be a pass for you and just like, I'm gonna wait for 4? What's the temperature on this? What's the temperature? I'm curious if they do an expansion, will it be a big one like the Blood and Wine one? Because didn't that add like another 30 hours or something like that? I don't believe it. I'm just speaking a hypothetical. Let's act like it is true. Because take this with a grain of salt. There's no guarantee that this comes out. No, just let me get to 4. Just put it in 4. I could see some people potentially getting burned out because if you put a DLC out like late 2026 going into 4, maybe people will be tired of it by the time they get to 4. I might re-download it. And then there's also the issue of the DLC. The last DLC came out 9 years ago. Most people have not played this game in 9 or 10 years. So then like picking up the controls and getting used to it. And you know the DLC fights are going to be hard because it's late game shit. That's one of the reasons why I can't stand DLC taking forever to come out. Because you hop back in and you got to fight these extra hard bosses and enemies. And the game expects you to have mastered the controls. But it's like, yo, I haven't played this in fucking 8 years. I got to put it on easy mode. Yo, shout out to the Willie B with the sub. Appreciate it. Take it with a grain of salt, though. There's no guarantee. Just putting it into the universe, letting you know it is a possibility. Don't be surprised if it does happen. If you're into cloud gaming, if your mom and dad won't let you own a physical console for some reason, Xbox is expanding the cloud gaming services. According to Engadget, Xbox cloud gaming comes to newer Amazon Fire TV models. Xbox has brought cloud gaming to some Amazon Fire TV models. These include the Fire TV 4 series and the Fire TV Omni OLED series. This lets people play Xbox games directly on the television without needing a bulky console or even something like a Fire Stick. Gamers do need a couple things. First and foremost, this service requires a subscription to the Game Pass. Plans start at $10 a month and shoot all the way up to $30 a month. And I'm going to be honest, the one you want is the $30 one because that's the one that gives you all the good games. They also need a compatible wireless controller, though most Bluetooth-enabled gamepads should work. The feature works for every game on the Game Pass platform. Will also stream many titles that people own outright via stream your own game feature. Also, keep in mind you need good internet. I will say I've tested the Xbox Cloud out. It works really good. So for whatever reason, if you're looking for a different way to play games, or if you're in the market for a new TV, maybe consider the Amazon Fire TV because it's going to have the Game Pass built in. I have an Amazon Fire TV. I bought one like 2 years ago. It was like $300 for a 55-inch. No, I got it on sale for $250 for a 55-inch. TVs are good. They're good budget TVs. So, I mean, if you're in the market for a new one, it might be a good pickup. Good for me. I got 3 months of Game Pass with my nephew. Damn, Xbox playing the long game. This is actually convenient. Yeah, like I don't see this replacing like the regular console. But like, let's say you don't want to be in the living room or you don't want to be sitting at your monitor. Let's say you want to lay in the bed. You can get one of these and put it in your bedroom and you can stream the game. It's solid and still improving. It actually works well. I've tested it. So, you know, just an option. Just an option. And then last but not least, this trailer came across my timeline. Somebody in the chat brought it up and asked me if I had seen it. I didn't say nothing, but I have it saved. Happy holidays to everybody. This is a new game called Saturday AM Battle Manga. It's a new 2v2 fighting game with rollback netcode featuring characters from Saturday AM Manga. A demo is launching in 2026. I thought it looked pretty cool, so I saved it. Let's check it out. Fighting game fans are eating. This shit black as hell. And they got Latinos too. This Saturday AM, it is. Is this a popular manga? I never heard of it. It's coming out next year. I thought it looked good. Motherfuckers swear I be hating on indie shit. I call everything Full Sail University. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of y'all indie games are Full Sail University. But this one right here looks really good though. So, you know, I'm gonna highlight when I see some cool shit. Yeah, name of the game is Battle Manga. It's coming out next year with a demo. Keep an eye on it. I thought it looked dope, so I share it.